Hey guys, it's the scholar General Mo Jianbing. I figured it's high time that I revisit General Qi Jiguang's Baton Shield Manual, the Ji Xiao Ba Shi. And today we're going to be looking at the fifth posture listed in the manual, which is called the Yue Bu Shi. As always, I'm going to give a brief translation of the description that's provided in the text, and then I'll go outside and show you guys kind of my interpretation of what I think is going on. So let's start with the name of the stance. Yue Bu Shi. Yue means leap or jump, and Bu is a step, so it's a leaping step, and then Shi is stance. Now I've talked about this before, but in kind of the context of some of these Chinese manuals, Shi is not really like a static stance or posture that you sit in. It's a very fluid thing that is something you kind of move in and out of and through. So kind of a translation of this posture would be like the leaping step stance. The first line of the description for the stance reads as follows: 此乃骑龙如探马. My translation would be something like, this stance is riding a dragon like a scout, or like a scout on a horse. That sounds really weird, but my current theory is that qilong, or riding the dragon, is a reference to an aobu, or a crooked step. I've talked about aobu before previously in this series. If you want to check out more of those videos, you can, but I'll get into that more in the details. But basically, you're using an aobu like a tama, or a scout horse, or a cavalry scout. So it has some trepidation. You're cautious with your aobu. At least that's how I see it. So the second line reads, 刀前排后右人来. So your dao, or your sword, is forward, your pai, shield, is backward, and then you you ren lai, so you entice the enemy to come forward and attack. And a lot of times in these Baton Shield forms and stuff, we see moves where the Baton Shield is frequently way back behind us. And this just shows that in the Ming Dynasty, this idea was used as a method to lure the opponent to attack. And the following line reads, 转过牌来到在后. So you take the shield that's behind you and you 转过, you turn it back to face forward, and then your sword is now behind, 刀在后. So you're like this, and then you switch. And the last part of the description for this posture reads, 敌平坐下靠和蔼, which means you get low in a level stance and you kind of lean forward into a block. You put some pressure forward into a block. So now that we've got that part out of the way, let's go outside and I'll show you how I think this works. So normally whenever you're fencing, most people hold the sword in their right hand, and therefore they keep their right foot forward so they can have extra reach and you're in a bladed stance. However, if you do this with the shield, then you're exposing yourself completely to thrust, as you can see here. Now the solution to this is to do what's called an aobu, or a crooked step. And what you do is you make sure that even though your right foot is forward, you're turning into your right leg, and you're kind of making your hips square facing on. But the most important thing that this does is it brings the shield in front of your body so that you won't get stabbed. So the Baton Shield Manual has been printed in a variety of different historical texts, and in all of them, whenever they depict the Yue Bu Shi, they always show the shield being held very far behind your back. However, this is quite risky in practice, because if you are putting the shield that far back behind you, someone who's experienced using a spear will just thrust straight in as soon as they see that opening. So usually you're not actually going to be able to pull the shield that far back behind you. And after you've created this opening that the spearman has taken advantage of, the last step of this posture is to bring your shield back and squat down so that you can cover more of your body. Now the shield that I have here is actually only about 70 centimeters, but historically many texts record shields that are around 90 centimeters. So the shield that I'm using is a little bit small for me, but you can still kind of see the idea. And whenever you do,敌平坐下, or you go down into your stance, you will either deflect the spear above or below or to either side of your shield. And future postures will show you how to take advantage of this situation. Alright, so that's my interpretation of General Qi Jiguang's Yue Bu Shi, or leaping step stance, in his Baton Shield Manual. Now, I would really love to hear feedback from you guys on what you think of this posture and this idea of kind of exposing yourself to, invite a thrust from a spear is pretty risky. But leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget to stay sharp.